Are you okay? Everyone asks if you're okay, but no one waits for the answer. Stay with me. In the next few minutes, I'll give you a 3-minute ritual to stop the numb loop and one boundary sentence that can protect your sanity starting today. You say I'm fine on autopilot because the truth feels too heavy to carry into small talk. You don't want to open a door you aren't sure you can close again. Somewhere along the way, I'm fine became your armor and your prison. You perform stability like a job. You smile with your face and hold a funeral with your chest. If someone looked closely, they'd see the pallbearers under your ribs, moving slowly, respectfully, pretending this is normal. Maybe you used to cry easily. Now your tears are a locked file. Maybe you used to rage. Now your anger is a polite email drafted and never sent. You grew up learning that quiet people are strong, and loud feelings are problems. So you swallowed your storms, and the storms learned to live in you. That's why your sleep burns like static. That's why you feel exhausted after conversations where nothing happened. That's why compliments slide off your skin like rain on glass. You're not broken, but you're buffered. But buffering has a cost. The unspoken collects interest. The body keeps each unsent message and buries it as bone-deep tension. The mind diverts energy into guarding the vault instead of living. You call it burnout, but sometimes burnout is just grief with deadlines. You call it anxiety, but sometimes anxiety is intelligence with nowhere safe to land. You scroll at 2 a.m. because the glow of the screen feels kinder than the glow of your thoughts. You chase small dopamine because large meaning feels out of reach. And you've become fluent in distraction, expert at never letting silence get a word in. There's a line we cross without noticing, the day honesty starts to feel dangerous. Let's find it. Most people aren't scared of pain. They're scared of being seen while in pain. We don't want to be the person who makes things heavy. We don't want to lose status in the tribe. So we edit ourselves down to a manageable version and call it maturity. But maturity without honesty is just good manners at your own funeral. You can be polished and dying at the same time. Maybe you tell yourself everyone struggles, that's life. Yes, but heaviness without meaning corrupts the soul. When you can't feel your feelings, you can't hear your life. Then you start bargaining. If I just work harder, if I just get that body, if I just find the right person. But every if moves the finish line further away. Your life becomes a negotiation instead of a presence. Here's the turn. Are you okay? Isn't a question for the world to ask you. It's a question you must ask yourself and refuse to abandon the conversation. You can optimize your calendar and still be spiritually absent. You can have a clean room and a chaotic heart. The habit you need isn't productivity. Presence is unspectacular discipline, sensing your reality without interruption. Sit still. Feel your jaw. Notice your breath. The body speaks before language. 3 minutes, that's all. Breathe and quietly name what you feel in one short phrase. Sad and safe, angry and alive, empty and curious. Put 2 words together that don't usually touch. Paradox is where truth hides. Your mind will try to interrupt. It will say you're being dramatic or other people have it worse. That voice isn't evil, it's ancient. Thank it. Tell it you've got this now. Then ask, what is this feeling trying to do for me? Fear might be guarding you from repeating a wound. Sadness might be love that never found its door. Anger might be the engine that builds a boundary. Emotions aren't villains. They're messengers with bad timing. Sometimes you stay silent because you're afraid of what honesty will do to your relationships. If you tell the truth, who leaves? If you admit you're struggling, who respects you less? But think, if your relationships only tolerate your edited self, you're not loved, you're rented. The people who matter can handle your reality. The ones who can't were part of the performance. Losing them is a tax you pay to own your life. When a friend asks for just a quick favor that empties you, try saying, I care about you, but I don't have the bandwidth tonight. I can on Saturday at 10. Calm. Clean. No apology for existing. That's a boundary. Honesty doesn't mean oversharing or living inside your pain. It's directional. It points you toward a life that can hold you. Start small. Answer how are you with 1 notch more truth than usual. Try this. Tired but hopeful. Or overwhelmed, learning to say no. Watch what happens. Some will flinch and change the subject. Others will soften and meet you there. Those are your people. That's your map. If you've forgotten what okay feels like, Imagine the quiet in your bones after you tell the truth to the right person. The way your breath lengthens when you stop auditioning for your own life. Laughing at something small without checking who approves. Okay isn't constant happiness and it's alignment. The ongoing willingness to feel reality and respond with care, not strategy. You might say, I don't have time for this. You do. You already spend time managing the symptoms of avoidance. You already lose hours negotiating with guilt. Redirect 10 minutes into the 3-3-4 ritual. 3 minutes of breath and naming. 3 to write one unedited paragraph of what you won't say out loud. 4 to choose one small act of respect for yourself today. Not a life overhaul, a pivot, a degree or two. Point a compass 1 degree off, and in a month you're in a different landscape. There's one sentence that releases the performance. It's simple, and it's how you end today without lying. You don't get okay by chasing okay. You get okay by dropping the performance that keeps you from hearing what hurts. When you stop solving yourself like a problem, you start treating yourself like a place. Places are tended, not fixed. Visited, explored, listened to. And when you treat yourself like a place, others learn how to visit without vandalizing. You'll fail sometimes. You'll sit down to feel and reach for your phone. You'll dodge the hard conversation. Don't turn that into a verdict. Turn it into data. Each time you notice you ran from yourself, it means you're facing the right direction. The gap between noticing and numbing is where your life rebuilds. Expand that gap by seconds, then minutes. One day, the things that used to hijack you will only knock. You can answer when you're ready. Feel your feet on the floor. Unclench your jaw. Inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 6. You're not a problem. You're a place. There's a line I return to when someone asks, "Are you okay?" And I don't know. I am in progress. It honors the mess without worshiping it. It lets you exist without pretending or collapsing. Try it next time. See who leans in. See who starts telling the truth too. If this helped, subscribe and tap the bell. We practice this every week, quietly together. Are you okay? Maybe not yet, but you're here. You're listening. And sometimes that's exactly when healing begins. Not when everything's fixed, but when the performance finally runs out of lines. That's where your life gets honest. That's where okay starts to mean something again.